Welcome to the production control room at LaVille Junior Senior High School's LVH1 Broadcasting. We run a vMix-based web stream capable of pulling in 6 different cameras and pulling instant replay using NDI sources in our network. And you'll see that we use Stream Decks pretty effectively across the PCR for control of our graphics, our commercials that we play, our cutting back and forth between cameras. We also use Unity Intercom and Dante for communication and audio capture, which is what I'm going to be focused on today. Our camera operators in the venue are using Eartec wireless headsets. We like them a lot. They're very durable. The kids beat them up, but they hold up pretty well. They connect through the COM Hub USB hookup to a laptop that's in front of our commentators, which you'll see in a moment or two. The commentator's laptop connects to Unity Intercom, which routes their communication, the camera operator's communication, back to the PCR, and it routes the PCR communication to the camera operators and to the talent. I'm going to show you what this looks like on the back end. We have a host that is here on campus. I'll show you that in a moment or two. It's a Mac computer. And all of our communication gets routed through that host. So you just need the appropriate host address, and away you go. I'll log in, and immediately I'm up and running. I can click now. I'm communicating to the rest of the world. If I hold down the talent button, this is talk up here, and this is listen down here. So I can, right now, I would be listening to the communication in the production control room, the wireless communication from the cameras, and keeping an ear on the talent. Rarely will you ever want to talk to all three at the same time, because obviously this is talking to your talent who is on the air possibly, but that is an option. You can also hold down solo to talent, solo to cameras only, and solo to the PCR if you so choose. So I'm going to duck over using Google Remote Desktop to our main PC. And this is operating the vMix instance that we're using for this demo and that we use for our streams. You see our 2 commentators that are playing the commentators as seen on TV. There's Gage, who's showing something from Facebook Marketplace, no doubt. Wave. Yeah, okay, calm down. That's Gage. That's Parker. In the background to the right, you've got Braden. You've got... over there, you've got Jackson, then just off camera, you've got Donovan. The equipment you see in front of them, obviously they'd be watching a game live. You've got the confidence monitor, and then immediately in the middle, you've got a laptop. This is what the wireless Eartec is plugged into. In front of them, you also have a Stream Deck that controls their Talkback and their live. Now, we have 4 channels set up. We usually only use 2 for commentary. With the switch, Gage and Parker are live to the world, and they're muted to Talkback. Hit Talkback, and now they can talk to the control room during commercial break and such. We also have a mute button. This effectively is the cough button. I try to keep it off usually, either on Talkback or live when we set up, just so I know that we've got good clean audio coming without any hiccups. So I want to take a quick look at the Unity Intercom admin dashboard here. This is on a Mac Mini, which is frankly at end of life, but it serves a good purpose. Now, obviously, we're running a Dante Virtual Soundcard instance here. It is a simple setup. It's only 1 gig hookup, just because the only thing running into and out of this particular machine is Unity. So you see, I mean, Dante itself, there's a few different things going on, but I'll get into that in a moment or two. So the different channels, we've got the PCR, which is here in the studio, the control room, the wireless, which is the camera operators in the venue, and the talent. We also use several different users. You can set up groups right now. We haven't, but for our purpose, we have 5 users: Eartec, producer, replay, graphics, and myself. We used to have a sideline one temporarily. We no longer use it now. Just about everyone is set to talk and listen to all channels, including talent. Eartec in the venue, you can set it as listen to. The talent, I do not ever have them set to talk, because our camera operators, usually they're some of the younger students, they tend to be a little bit chatty. And obviously you want to try and keep, at this level, you want to try and keep as much communication out of the talent's ears as possible. Audio channel, we do have a program return. Again, that's routed through Dante. We'll talk about that in a moment or two. You can do much more than we are using Unity for, including Tally and GPIO. We don't have that license. Frankly, it's not something we're using or doing too much with. There's a few other things that you can set right now, but again, for the for what you see here, we have as you see, a couple of different licenses, a couple of different things here. This is, again, just the admin dashboard. So for the sake of our demonstration, the boys are going to be packing up right now, but for the sake of our demonstration, I want to show you a little bit of the behind the scenes for what it looks like in the Dante dashboard. So we talked a little bit about Unity and how that works and interacts. I'm going to show you now what it looks like on the Dante controller dashboard. Dante takes audio inputs and arranges them into transmitters and receivers. And you see a couple of different things here that you're already familiar with. The PCR is the production control room mixer. We have one for the studio right now. It seems to be malfunctioning. I don't know if that's because the audio is off or the mics are off or the studio's cold right now, but obviously something I got to fix. But we have transmitters and receivers that takes the audio signals from these different devices around campus and pulls them into our PCR. The first one you see as a transmitter is the Dante AVIO transmitter, the input adapter that is plugged into the back of our gym's soundboard. This pulls PA and crowd mics that are built into the gym into our stream should we want to choose that. What I'm going to focus on is the HSLV1 stream computer. This is the main PC that we use for streaming in the studio. Now there's a bunch of different inputs it receives. The venue left and right, that's the talent. PCR left and right is the main input from the PCR mixer. And then 05 and 06, that is your crowd mic and your PA mic from the main gym. So how does this look on the actual mixer? So this is the dashboard for the X32 rack-mounted mixer that we use with an installed Dante card in our mobile rack that goes to our venue, wherever we're broadcasting from. Basically, there are 4 channels that are possibilities as inputs for commentators. We usually use only 2. But we have the capability for 4. There's also a Talkback channel. This, as you see, is there's different pre- and post-fader settings for this one. This is so it goes only to our commentators' ears. It should not ever go out on the stream, obviously. Again, through Dante and through the routing, we're able to accomplish a lot of these creative things using, first, by the inputs. The input level of the routing is all set to the corresponding user in inputs. In other words, this page is just set to listen to what is being listed in the user in page for all the inputs. How the user ins are set up, we have obviously 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is the actual physical plugs on the back of the X32. Those are the first 4 XLRs. They pull signal from the commentator mics. Input 5 is routed over here through the Dante card. Input 5 takes the talent mics to the Unity Intercom, and this allows the crew to monitor the talent commentary. We don't use input 6 right now. Input 7 and 8 pull from the Dante card, channels 1 and 2 in stereo to provide an audio return channel, the ARC, to the headphone amp. This basically allows our commentators to hear what's coming from our communications in the PCR. So again, to put it simply, inputs 5 through 8 are muted on the main mix bus because they should never be sent to the program output. They're only used for production and communication. For me, the communication system is essential. It's absolutely critical to what we do. The program that we have works middle school and high school students of all sorts of different levels and backgrounds, and inevitably there's 1 or 2 new people or maybe people at new positions for each broadcast. Having this communication system that is entirely adaptable and flexible to our needs is a foundational part of what makes us a successful broadcast program. Having the talkback in the talent's ears was equally critical. We, for a long time, we did either like a Google Chat or a Google Doc, or even like texting and calling on phones, and it's just clunky and it's distracting for the students. So having this in their ears, a quick push button talkback where they can get feedback or get clarification or countdowns from commercials, having that in their ears is a huge part of what makes our student broadcasters successful, and again, is a foundational part of our successful web stream. And at this point, the usual question is, how much is this going to run me and my program to install? The answer is, as of today, the 24th of March, 2026, around $7,000. The Eartec comm system is a big chunk of that, along with the X32 rack-mounted mixers. I've already talked a little bit about the Eartecs. I like them a lot. They're very durable for the students. The X32 mixers are an easy sell for me. We use them extensively for audio capture in our lab, in our actual studio space, beyond communication. When we plug in the Dante cards to them, they're a very effective tool for communication and are easily customizable. I've talked extensively about Unity Intercom. The base license includes 3 different users. We added 2 and use the I/O license to the in-out license, which allows you to plug in a USB hookup to a Unity device. So we plug it into our Dell laptop, and that's how the Eartec Global Connect routes to our PCR. That's the instant communication between ourselves in the lab and our camera operators out in the venue. All of this equipment is used extensively. It's been stress tested, and it's taken a while to get here, but we rely on it just about every broadcast we do during the volleyball and basketball seasons, along with some of the gear and tools and software that you see listed here. We've talked a lot about Eartec. We've talked a lot about Dante and BitFocus Companion. I did not list BitFocus Companion in the cost page because it is a free tool. All of these things are used by LVH1 extensively. No, they don't pay us to say that. We are just very proud to use these tested pieces of equipment and software in our production. Also worth highlighting again and again for me, as a passionate educator, of course, the hard work that our student crew does day in and day out throughout the school year. I work at a junior-senior high school. LVH1 is based at LaVille Junior-Senior High School, which means my crew is 7th through 12th graders just about every game and every event that we do, all the way from August 1st with the beginning of football season to the end of graduation in late May. I'm also very passionate about getting students hands-on experience in sports journalism, in broadcast technology and networking, in computer science, and in just about all the things that makes the ones and zeros go where they need to get a show like this up and running. So if you do have any questions, or if you want some in-depth, or if you want some diagrams, or if you want some inspiration, anything I can do to help you and your crew get talking to each other and improve the quality of your stream, or just get up and running, I am more than happy to do that and help out in any way that I can. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I'm Matthew Florian. This is LVH1, the voice of Lancer Nation.